declare tonight's forum meeting open. And good. So just a reminder with the forum, this is not a decision-making night, this is a question and answer. So we have all the items that we'll be making decisions on next Wednesday. So this gives a chance for all councillors to query questions so they're fully informed. For the ordinary council meeting next week, so our order of proceedings is a little bit different tonight, so I've declared it open at 5:30, but I would like to extend on behalf of the Shire of Northam and the wider community our deepest sympathies to the Morgan family on the sad loss of a respected community member, past councillor and past Shire president. It's Alfred Douglas, but it's Doug Morgan. Doug Morgan was a very respected and well-known community member in Northam, with some of the most notable endeavours and achievements including the Shire of Northam President from 1976 to 1978, Northam elected council member, councillor from May 1965 to June 2007. So that is a massive amount of time given to the community. Chairman of Avon River Management Authority 1998 to 1999. Medal of the Order of Australia, OAM, 26th of January 2003 for services to local government and to the communities of Northam and Avon. Shire of Northam Honorary Freeman, 8th of July 2004. I know Doug personally, I went to school with his kids. Doug was also the Shire Councillor with both my uncle and my father, so served together for many, many years. Doug Morgan gave 43 years of outstanding service to the Shire of Northam and Northam community. The Shire of Northam extends heartfelt condolences to the Morgan family and all the friends at this difficult and challenging time. Just since we've written the agenda, we are displaying our flags at half-mast on the day of the funeral in respect of Doug and with permission and acceptance of the family. So item number 2 is opening procedures. 2.1 is acknowledgement of country. So we have a continuing connection with the Aboriginal people and we pay our respects to country, culture and community. Our communities embrace the vast Aboriginal cultural diversity throughout Australia. On the land of the Ballardong Noongar and Whadjuk Noongar people, where the Shire is, we're on Ballardong at the moment, we acknowledge and pay respects to elders past, present and emerging. Item 2 is recording of council meetings. Councillors are well aware that we are recording this meeting, and so I'm just telling the people of the gallery or the members of the public that this meeting is being live streamed and audio recorded, and it is made available on the Shire of Northam's YouTube channel. If members of the public would like to have access to the recording of this meeting, they can do so via the Shire of Northam website. Item number 3 is attendance. We have the attendees, the councillors sitting around the room. So as per convention, I'll go from left to right to welcome the councillors. We have Councillor Williams, Councillor Hughes, Councillor Polton, President Antonio, Councillor Gierak and Councillor Bigland. We have all the staff. We have the Chief Executive Officer, Ms Terrelink, Acting Executive Manager Engineering Services, Mr King, Executive Manager Development and Community Services, Mr Hunt, Acting Executive Manager Corporate Services, Mr Devsich, Manager Governance and Risk, Ms McCall, Governance and Risk Support Officer, Ms Sheehan Lee. If there's, we do have Mr Emery in attendance as well, it will be noted. We have item 3.2, apologies. The Deputy Shire President, Councillor Mencelli, is an apology for this forum meeting only, and Councillor Ryan is an apology more than likely for the forum meeting only. We have an apology also from Governance and Risk Officer, Ms Blase. 3.3 we'll deal with next week because Councillor Hughes is in attendance tonight. 3.4 absent is nil. So item number 4 is disclosure of interest. Councillors can do this now or as the item comes up, and definitely before we make a decision. So we have interest in item behind closed doors, which is 14.2. So what I'll do, 14.2, I'll deal with those when we're behind closed doors. And Councillor Williams, I believe it's for the same one, 14.2.
And also 13.1.
13.1.2, policy reviews. I'm going to summarise, I think I've got it right. Councillor Williams is a member and office bearer of various progress associations who are mentioned.
Yes,
Yeah. So 13.1.2, property management. Councillor Williams is an executive member of Bakersfield's Progress Association who lease Shire property. And 14.2 I'll deal with at that time. So councillors can provide the declaration of interest as the items come up. So we go to page 9, which is item number 5, announcements by the presiding member without discussion. So that's taken as read. And then we go to page 12. So we have item number 6 is public questions. I'm just checking with members of the public if there is any questions. I don't believe there is, so not. So there's a chance to ask questions at next week's ordinary council meeting as well. Item number 7 is response to previous public questions taken on notice. That is nil. Item number 8 is receiving of petitions, presentations and deputations. 8.1 petitions is nil. 8.2, so we have 2. I'm just going to mention one that we'll deal with next week. So the Shire present, we're going to present the WHS awards. So we'll do that next week. That's just noted in the agenda. But we do have one presentation tonight. I'm going to invite Ms. Nunn up, who is an officer with Federal Member of Bullwinkle, Trish Cook's office, to make a small presentation on behalf of MP Trish Cook. If you'd like to come up here.
Hi everyone. I've just been asked to present the portrait of His Majesty King Charles. Sorry it's wrapped, but I believe it'll be going there. So present.
If we do that, do you want to grab a photo?
Sorry, oh, it's not working. Yeah, sorry, I did just wrap it because King Charles was very big, so. But just out of there.
So we do that. So normally we do a presentation at the ordinary council meeting, but we've got the right people here tonight.
Yeah, I'm just going to put it out there.
There you go.
There we go.
There we go. Thank you very much.
Trish wanted to get
But just so on behalf of the council, I'd just like to thank Trish Cook for this. So we've had a few queries about this, especially from Councillor Ryan, who's not here in attendance tonight. Sorry? Yeah.
So we also offer flags as well. That's something we can provide. The Australian flag and toaster out.
So I'll just show a little bit for the camera.
Yeah.
So we've got King Charles. So, and as everyone knows, the only portrait we've been given of King Charles at the moment is for citizenship ceremonies. We haven't been provided with an official one for anything else. So we do thank Trish and the government for providing it.
That is perfectly fine. We also offer a portrait of Vivian Bullwinkle as well in honour of honouring her legacy. We are giving them out to a lot of our RSLs, but I've put the offer out. If you'd like next time, we can bring that up.
Thank you very much.
I'll take my leave, but thank you for having me and all the best for the rest of the meeting.
Thank you very much. And also with presentations will be next week as well. Councillor Ryan is going to make a presentation to the Shire, but I'll leave that surprise to Councillor Ryan. Surprised. So 8.3 deputation. So technically, this is when members of the public are able to make a statement if they like, but I don't believe any members of the public want to make a statement tonight, so I'll just continue on. So 8.3, then we're on page 13. So item number 9 is applications for leave of absence, that is nil. Item number 10 is confirmation of minutes. 10.1 is confirmation of minutes from the ordinary council meeting held on the 15th of October 2025. Councillors, I just want to check if there's any queries or clarifications with that. No. Then 10.2 is notes from the council forum meeting held tonight on the 19th November 2025. So we'll deal with that next week, and if it's a new item, so we'll just allow for any queries at that stage. Item number 11 is items brought forward for the convenience of those in the public gallery. So we are going to go to page 619. When I find my page number. Where's my page number? There it is. Page 619. So we're going to go to page 642, my apologies. Page 642 is 13.4.3, youth event support. So,
Do a presentation on the item.
yeah, So then, members of the public, what we do is we invite the officers up to do a quick brief on the item before we ask any questions.
So this item's been brought forward as a proposal from Bridgeley Community Group and the PCYC, who are collaborating on running some youth programs. They've asked the Shire support. The majority of the support is in kind in terms of facility access and usage. It's to run a youth program in the evenings based on school term, so one program every term until June 2026. So yeah, they're seeking your support in running those events in partnership with the council.
Okay, thank you for that briefing. Any questions here, Councillor Hughes?
Is it open to all youth or just members of those?
So all youth up to an age of
all items.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, 642. Sorry, that was my fault. I did start. I did. Further questions with this? Yeah, Councillor Garrett.
Regarding the time in the agenda thing, so my understanding was only listing 3 events. Is that
So it's 3 proposed. They've actually run 1 already, and this is to make a bit of a program for the whole year, so we can sort of get some consistency in marketing and make it, quite, I guess, impactful to the youth.
I might just add, so under my delegation, I was able to waive the fees for the first event, but because there's then 3 more events, that's outside my delegation, that's why it's come to council.
question? So the price was for the here, what the cost to cancel? That would be for the 3 events coming up, or that's including the
Just for the 3
for
events.
the 3 events?
And the question I have with this, I'm reading the report, this will become an annual budget, become part of the budget process in the future.
Yeah, exactly. So instead of going to come to council like this to sort of support, we're going to try and bring something to council to consider in the normal budget adoption where council support a myriad of community groups.
Yeah, Councillor Bolton.
What occupational is this?
Occupational. I might defer to one of my group. What would you,
I think one of the main aims of our combined program nights is it's an opportunity for kids to have a safe place to build a relationship and to learn how to do that in a safe environment as opposed to whatever else they might find around town during the week.
But Councillor Gira had a question? I'll open it up for other questions until Councillor Gira thinks. So, just give you another couple of seconds, Councillor Gira. That's all right. So what we'll do is thank you, Mr. Emery. Thank you, members of the public, for answering some questions. So the decision will be made next week. Obviously, this is question and answer. And I did tell you, but you're quite welcome to go. You can stay for hospitality, or you can go without reference to me as well. So thank you. So I'll make a decision on that. So we're going to go back to page 14. I'll get this right, Councillor Bickler. We go back to page 14. Item number 12 is reports of committee meetings. 12.1 is Community Grants Assessment Committee meeting held on the 4th of November. We have both the minutes and the recommendations. Is there any queries or clarifications on this one, councillors? No, doesn't look like there's any queries on that. Then we go to page 15. So item number 13 is officer reports. 13.1 is CEO's office. 13.1.1 is council meeting dates 2026. Any questions or clarifications on this one, councillors? So, thanks, Councillor Gehrig.
Yeah, I just noticed that the August meeting is on the second week.
Yeah, that's the comments were about Darra Field Days.
Oh, yeah.
So instead of moving to the Tuesday night like we did in 2025, it's moving them both 1 week early,
Okay.
which also affects the date of the strategic meeting as well. So that was it. Clarifications. Yeah, but I'll say thank you to the officers for taking consideration and everything for next year. So it's good. So no other clarifications on that one, councillors? No. So then we go to page 19. I've got 19, but it's going to be one further on. 20. So it's going to be 13.1.2. Policy reviews. There will be questions on this, I'm sure. I'm just going to ask councillors to try and ask questions, not debate. We've plenty of time for that next week. If there's any questions or clarifications, just for members of the public. So we've had a workshop on this, a couple of workshops. We didn't complete them all. So what we did was we went out to councillors just in an internal communication system to see if there's any other clarifications or queries, which I believe the staff have tried to take in consideration when putting these reports together. So then there's quite a few, and I didn't mark the pages down of each of those, so if there's any questions, can you please refer to the page number of which policy if there's queries. Again, I apologise to Councillor Newman. Sorry.
My question is, it's in relation to both CP3 and CP9.
Yeah, have you got page numbers for those?
Well, just
a general question.
At the policy workshop, there was a consensus to include strings and clauses that I submitted regarding those suggested clauses. I note that they are not included in the entirety within the clauses in those two documents. In some of those advise me as to why.
I'll definitely defer to the officer.
Yes, so my understanding is in terms of the discussions at the policy workshops, it was indicated that some of those clauses are already covered within the policies themselves. So while there may be different wording, they are actually covered. But I believe that there was probably 3 or 4 of those suggestions that have been included in the policies themselves. So if there's a further 1 or further 2 that you want included, they can be considered. But I believe that there was a conversation around those already being captured by either the Code of Conduct or the social media policy.
So I'll probably just say offline, if there is considered disclosures, for want of a better word, we'll just suggest those again, I guess, to liaise with staff. That's probably, yeah. Without knowing the full details. Yeah. Further questions, councillors? No? So then we go to page 177. So 13.2 engineering services is nil. 13.3 is development and community services. 13.3.1 is reconsideration of Council Resolution C.4922, the relinquishment of Management Order 19 Main Street Northern. Thank you, Mr. Hunt. I know we just discussed it last week, but I thought we could still provide a quick briefing, please. If there's anything else to add.
Nothing really to add from the strategic meeting briefing. Obviously, the reserve that is found there. We currently have a management order. There was a previous resolution, as indicated in the report. Get to with and that the indication from the strategic was for council to consider its position, and hence the reason it's been presented back tonight. And as indicated in the officer's report, we believe it would be appropriate for us to retain the management of that reserve, hence the suggestion to change council's decision from the previous meeting.
Thank you. So any questions to Mr. Hunt? So the only question I've got is not to Mr. Hunt, councillors. You'll see on there on page 181, to proceed with this, we would need 3 councillors. Just asking whether it's during the meeting or after the meeting, if these councillors would be willing to put their names to revoke as a right of phrase. Councillor Williams, Councillor Dirac, and Councillor Bolton. I was going to say Councillor Hughes, but Councillor Bolton. So there is enough councillors, so we can organise that tonight. Thank you, councillors. So any other questions on this, councillors? No, thank you. Then we go to page 184. So 13.3.2, local emergency management committee recommendations. We've got minutes and recommendations. Is there any queries on this, councillors? No. And there's a lot of detail in there as well, but if there's no queries, we go to page. Thank you, Mr. Hunt. Sorry about that.
So, it's page 336.
336.
Does that come under the huge document, or have I gone to a different document? The emergency evacuation centres, is that under the same?
That's under local emergency.
Yeah.
Okay. I can do this offline, but there are some wrong numbers on some of the emergency. So page 336, Bakers Hill is missing the contact number. On page 336, hold on, go to 336. The other, so under emergency contact, Wondowie, Rough Valley, and that, they all have a contact number from progress associations that are currently managing those sites. So I'm just wondering if that has been flipped out or it's intentional. Page 346. Under the significant events for Wondowie, you're missing Australia Day and Anzac Day. Page 348. The post office number for the Bakers Hill Emergency Evacuation is incorrect. It should be 9574 1686. And again, on page 348, there is no significant events for Bakers Hill. My understanding is they have the Christmas fair and an Anzac Day service. Is that correct, Councillor Williams?
Yeah, it is.
So maybe they should be included as well.
That's good. So,
Thank you.
and we'll say thanks for the feedback, but also take it offline as well, because further to that, we're just doing it for the recording as well. So this is a little bit different. This is sort of internal, but we request that every agency keeps us up to date with current numbers, especially mobile numbers of staff come and go for the emergency management. So we appreciate having up to date numbers. So thank you for that. That's actually good. That's a good feedback we're looking for with that one. So any further queries on? I'll just go back to 13.3.2. If not, I'll go back to page 558. So 13.4 is corporate services. 13.4.1 is account and statement of accounts October 2025. Thank you, Mr. Devsich. You didn't have to ask to come up. So is there any queries on 13.4.1? I haven't seen anything come through from councillors generally at this stage. We still, just as always, I say I encourage you to be easy on Mr. Devsich and get the questions in by Friday, so Mr. Devsich can have answers back by next week. If there is any questions on that one, because sometimes there is some clarifications on that item. So no clarifications at this stage, councillors. So if not, we go to page 619. So 13.4.2 is financial statements for the period ending 31st of October 2025. Questions on this, councillors? I do have to ask one, sorry Mr. Devsich, but on page 624, you've got the way it came up in when I downloaded. I was still here in the revised budget and the original budget. It's just the typing's overlaid, so I just might have that wrong a little bit. But the question I've got, which you can take a note of, there's very big variances between budget and revised budget, and that's both for income and expenditure. Because of such a large amount, I just wanted to, I know there's reasons, but I just wanted to clarify. Sure. Yep. So that was that one. Normally I'd email that in. So that's all. But other questions on that, councillors? No?
So there was probably just a few little points to note in there that may be of interest, but some of the operating revenue was slightly higher than forecast at the moment, just due to full memberships and things like that. The capital grants, there you see a bit of a discrepancy. I think it's about 8% less than forecast, but we're anticipating some quite large grants to be actually in the near future, but it's growth and whatnot. And asset disposal again, I haven't touched on that last one. Easy figure in there.
Well, my query always is ministerially in the financial year is, are we going to reach budget with asset acquisition and disposal by the end of the year? Probably start asking about April.
Yeah, yes, no, we think we can. Yeah.
I do.
Oh, just make a note. So I've got to be the same to you, Mr. Devsich, as I was to Mr. Young. Note the good collection of rates percentage. So it's still tracking well. So to the officers on that. Councillor Bigton, did you have a question?
I do. Bakers Hill RV. Is that any further moving ahead?
Yes, probably
Yeah, open to that. We've got a designer on board. We're taking design for the next few weeks. We're going to meet with the Ballon group there before Christmas. Work will start probably February, March.
They have to go through an approval process just on that for the Aboriginal heritage, so we're being optimistic that we'll get that sorted. But yes, there's certainly the survey has been done, the concept design is now getting done. We'll then consult with the Aboriginal Corporation and then do a referral if we need to, and then hopefully we'll be good to start constructing.
Thanks. So further questions, councillors? Thanks, Mr. Devsich. Easy. Yeah, because we've done 13.4.3, the youth event support, we're going to go to page 651. So we've got item number 14, matters behind closed doors. We've got a recommendation there. Councillor Hughes is moving. Councillor Bigland is seconding. Anyone likely to speak against? So it's procedure, we put it straight to the vote. All those in favour? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nil carried. So we're going to go So the room is open to members of the public. Item number 15, motions of which previous notice has been given, is nil. Item number 16 is urgent business approved by decision, that is nil. Item number 17 is declaration of closure, is made at 6:06 p.m. Thank you, councillors, for your questions and insights. Thank you, officers, for professional reports and answering our queries.